Hey, this is Cody with Big D's Electric. Just kind of got an idea. I was in here in the shop, kind of cleaning things up, and I just wanted to kind of give a breakdown of some things that we do. So, I always suggest a panel upgrade when we go into a home or residence, and it has what we call a Federal Pacific Stab Lock panel. Some customers kind of fight it. They say, hey, it's been working for 40 plus years. It'll keep working. There's nothing wrong with it. Why would you try to upsell me on some things? Well, I'd kind of like to describe some things of why we suggest them and why it happens. I got a couple panels laid out here. I'd like to go through them and kind of show you guys. So these here are called Federal Pacific Stab Lock style panels. So they have these breakers, and if you look here, they have a relatively small contact area. So that's kind of the main reason why we suggest these, is because newer homes have more power involved. So computers, TVs, electric dryers, electric water heaters, stoves, all that stuff, and they consume more power than these were actually meant to handle. So if you look in there, there's a small little stabs area. So this breaker will sit in here like this. It's got a little contact right there. It'll sit in, and then it will, it'll stab in like that. So that is the only contact that this breaker has that provides power for it. So a lot of times that will not be sufficient to provide the power involved in whatever utility appliance you'll have, so AC condensers, stuff like that, and it'll actually burn that up. So if you have a loose connection or not a big enough contact patch, that will catch on fire. It'll melt. So the other thing is that these breakers don't like to trip. And what I mean by that is, say you get a fault or something overheats or something happens down line that this breaker should trip. Sometimes they won't, because if you come over here, I open this one up, you can kind of see how they're built. So most breakers, and in fact pretty much all of them, are built for thermal overload. So this breaker is in the on position right now. What'll happen is, when there's a fault or something happens down line, this breaker will actually get hot. So what happens is this will get hot, and this will make this bar expand. When this bar expands, it'll move it and push it down, and then the breaker trips and disconnects the power. So what happens on these, if you look in there, you can kind of see there's a spring mechanism. So that spring mechanism will actually rust shut sometimes and won't provide, a proper disconnecting means. Also, it's just overall an older design and older mechanism. So you can see it's not even tripping now. So newer style breakers, they use a more complicated system. It's still all kind of the same premise, but it's a more complicated system. But this is just a couple of the reasons that we suggest, updating your Federal Pacific Stab Lock panels to a newer style, such as this Eaton here. This one's a little bit dirty, so this is just one we kind of had in the shop, but you can see the contact patch on these will actually completely encompass this bus right here. So it's a much more stable contact patch. It's just an overall better design in general. So we generally actually never work on these. I will always suggest an upgrade. It's sometimes home warranties don't even warranty homes with these style of panel, and you can clearly see why. But I just wanted to kind of run through some things and provide some reasoning for our madness, is what it seems like. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. It's 918-285-1594, and I'd be happy to give you a quote to get these suckers taken out of your home. Stay safe.